Hello, good afternoon, Enid. Welcome to Enid on the Move. My name is Larissa Sloan, Media Assistant for the City of Enid Communications Department. And with me today, as always, is Scott Morris, Assistant City Manager. And we have a lot we're going to talk about today.
Welcome, Enid, on this sunny day. My vehicle said it was 108 degrees when I walked in here earlier. So it's a hot one today.
It is hot.
But I think later on in the week we're going to get a little relief. We'll see.
I thought we were getting rain today.
It's coming up, supposedly.
Maybe.
We'll see.
I'm not a weather person,
Yeah.
so that's not the kind of show this is. But anyway, so there's a lot of things happening today, especially around town with the news channel in town.
You might see several KOCO vehicles around town today. And they actually are going to do some of their anchoring and some of their shows from Leonardo's today at 4 o'clock and at 5 o'clock. So you're welcome to come out there and watch it. It's going to be great. But they have been collecting information and talking about Enid and why Enid is such a great place to live, to work, to come travel to and enjoy. And so they're just following some different stories, and they choose to, even though it sounds a little crazy, this time of year they get out of the studio and they go out and shoot in local places, and they chose to come to Enid this year for that, so they'll be here.
Do you know why they chose Enid first?
Well, a little information that I learned today, on this day, July the 15th, 70 years ago, the KOCO news channel was born in Enid, Oklahoma. So today is their 70th anniversary, and so they're here in Enid.
That is cool. That's really neat that Enid started. That's where they started. So that's really cool. So we have some other stuff to talk about, but it's not nearly as fun as that. So we're just going to move into it. We have our road closures. Well, we have our road closures. So we're just going to... Having technical issues.
Well, while we work on that, why don't we talk about the upcoming meetings that are tonight and tomorrow?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
We'll do that. So tonight, as usual, we have our Metropolitan Area Planning Commission meeting. And so you're welcome to come to the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Complex at 6 o'clock tonight and watch and participate in the MAPC meeting. And on that agenda tonight, we have several things. One is we are doing a rezoning for 402 to 410 La Mesa Drive from C0 to C1. And you can come out there and look at that. There's going to be a use by review for someone that wants to live in an area that's impacted by a noise zone from Vance Air Force Base. And then we're going to be talking about containers in industrial industry. So that's what's going to be on our agenda for MAPC tonight. And then tomorrow night, of course, we have our two regular meetings. Our study session will be at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. And on the agenda for our study session, we'll be talking about, we'll get a quarterly update from Mike Cooper on the Vance Development Authority. We will hear an update from Stride on new scoreboards and on some digital signage that they'd like to put up. And that digital signage will also have an item during the regular meeting to be approved. And then there will be an update on manufactured housing. So we'll have all of that at the study session. And then at 6:30, we'll have our regular session. And there are quite a few items here from our Community Development Department. I'll just go through a few of them, and then the rest of the items are consent items. But there will be some rezoning that Enid Public School has from C1 Light Commercial District to Special Use over by the Kesterfield area and around 1401 South Adams. And then we'll have that item I was talking about for the Stride Bank digital signage along Grand and Garriott. So there will be an item to talk about that sign request. And then there are a few items about the International Residential Code that we use and how we approve the versions of those. And so now whenever the state will make a change to what version they're using, instead of us having to go through and study it, we're required to change to what they do anyway. And so now we're going to put before the mayor and commissioners the idea of changing our ordinance to say that after a certain time period after the state changes versions, we'll just migrate to that version as well. That way we don't have to come back and talk about it every single time. So that's the main agenda. So if you want to come out and get involved and know what's going on in your community, come out and join us at our meetings, and feel free to sign up for public comment if there's something that you'd like to say. And as usual, you can always call or email me or Gerald or the mayor and any of your commissioners and communicate with them in that way as well.
And you can also see the agendas for each meeting on our website at enid.org.
We try to be very transparent. You can view the meeting live, and if you miss it, you can always go back to a prior meeting, look at what the agenda is, and actually play the video right there on the website and listen to and watch anything that you think you might have missed.
That is very true. And like you said, in the act of transparency, that is the whole purpose of that. And so
Yep.
We're going to talk about our road closures now. And so there is a road closure over on 10th Street from East Elm Avenue to Second Pine. And I have to tell you, they have been doing some work over there on 10th Street. And I live in that area. And that road is so nice. And I've talked about it before, where when they improve a road, it is so nice. And it is like wonderful. It's great.
And you know, when they do those projects, they also put in new sidewalk. And there's new sidewalks along 10th Street. So this particular closing goes through the end of August and takes it all the way to Second Pine. And I believe the rest of the project after that will take it all the way up to Chestnut, and then that 10th Street project will be complete at that time. So great progress. Thank you for your patience, but we're doing great things in Enid.
Great things, absolutely. And you can't beat the streets. They're so nice. And the added sidewalks, those are really cool.
Very nice.
And so this is actually one that was an emergency. And so that is the inside southbound lane of South Van Buren Street. That is from West Broadway to Main Street. And that is for roadway repairs. And then that will last until July 19th. Then we also have the road closure over on Washington Street. I don't think that's a road closure. That is actually just a water line repair. And so that will last through July 19th. And then we have another one. BNSF is doing some tracks repair. And so they're having to close those two intersections. So just be aware. That way you're not having to backtrack and turn around and do all of that.
You know, those railway cars weigh a lot, and those crossings can be rough, and they try to recognize that and make improvements before people damage their cars and equipment. So I appreciate their work on that, and just asked, as usual, progress is being made. Try to just allow a little more patience, a little time and flexibility in your schedule so we can make these improvements.
Yep. And then he did talk about the MAPC, so we advised you where you can find those agendas, and if you're not able to attend, you can always watch those live, or you can watch the recorded. And then that is for our regular session. We actually have the MAPC tonight, and that is at 6 in the council chambers. And then we also have the study session or the commission meeting tomorrow. And that the study session is at 5, and then you also have the commission meeting at 6:30. And so you can get that agenda information on our website.
I just want to give a shout out. I know I'm going back in time a little bit. I was out last week, and so I just want to have the chance to say thank you to Vance Air Force Base and our Parks and Recreation Department for putting on a fantastic 4th of July Independence Day celebration. We had a flyover from Vance Air Force Base. Western Enterprises did our fireworks, and our Parks Department had our parks looking great. The Kiwanis rides were running. It was just such a great evening. The weather cooperated. It was just beautiful, and I just want to give a shout out to Vance Air Force Base and our Parks and Recreation crews for doing such a wonderful job.
And as always, the Enid Symphony, they played while the fireworks were going, so that was neat.
I had a front row seat for that, and it was an excellent performance that they gave as well. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. We have City Connect, and this is a way that you can stay connected with everything that's happening. It's just one more way that we can be everywhere for you, because you are everywhere. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We're on Twitter. You can watch us everything on Roku and Fire TV, and we hope that you have a wonderful day. Stay hydrated, stay cool, and we hope to see you next time.